Hey, third grade. Today we are going to be reviewing for your unit assessment that you are going to be taking tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of questions that are just going to be kind of similar to what you're going to see on your test tomorrow. And it's just going to be reviewing equivalent fractions and comparing fractions. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this first one. Bailey and Dylan each had pies that were the same size. Bailey ate 1/3 of his pie. Dylan ate 1/4 of his pie. Which statement is true? Okay, so because I can right now, I'm going to get out my fraction strips and I'm going to have 1/3 and 1/4. All right. I could fold these to represent those fractions if I wanted to. So I'm going to fold this to only represent 1/4, right? And then I can fold this one to represent 1/3. So here we go. 1/3 and 1/4. Okay. Now, just looking off of these two fraction strips, what do you notice about 1/3 and 1/4? Awesome. 1/3 is greater than 1/4, or you could have said 1/4 is less than 1/3. Okay. And remember, your fractions have the same numerator, so you're going to use your denominators to compare your fractions, and the fractions with the smaller denominator are going to be your greater fraction. Okay, your smaller denominator, when you have the same numerator, your smaller denominator is going to be your larger fraction. The boys ate the same amount of pie because both fractions have a numerator of 1. Well, if this was the pie or something else, are these the same amount? No, they are not the same amount. That is not a true statement. Just because there's a 1 in front of it does not mean that they ate the same amount. Bailey ate more pie because each slice of a pie cut into 3 equal parts is larger than each slice of pie cut into 4 equal parts. Let me read that again. Bailey ate more pie because each slice of pie cut into 3 equal parts is larger than each slice of pie cut into 4 equal parts. Is that true? Yes, this is Bailey's, and this is Dylan's. Okay, this is what Bailey ate, and this is what Dylan ate. Bailey did eat more because 1/3 is larger than 1/4. Dylan ate more pie because a denominator of 4 is larger than a denominator of 3. Well, a denominator of 4 is larger than 3. 4 is a larger number than 3. But cutting something into fourths is going to make your pieces smaller because you have to cut more into the same size whole. That is not true. There is not enough information to determine who ate more pie. That is not true either. The correct answer here is letter G. All right, let's look at this one. Point Y is labeled on the number line. Well, what is this number line? What fraction is this number line or your point at? Awesome job. Okay, point Y is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make that a little more even. So your denominator is 6, and then it's at 1, 2, 3, 3 points away, 3 spaces away from 0. So, which statement is true? Point Y represents 3/6 and 3/4 because both fractions represent 3 equal parts of a whole. Point Y represents 3/6 and 3/4 because both fractions represent 3 equal parts of a whole. Well, let me get out 3/6 and 3/4. Are those equivalent? No, they are not equivalent. Good job. Just because, yes, they do represent 3 equal parts of a whole. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But they are not the same size. Those are not equivalent fractions. So point Y does not represent both of those fractions. Point Y represents 3/6 and 1/2 because both fractions are exactly halfway between 0 and 1. Well, is this fraction halfway between 0 and 1? Is point Y halfway between 0 and 1? Yes, it is. And then we know that 1/2 would also be right here. So if you had a different number line, your 1/2 would be right here. Point Y and 1/2 would be the same amount, okay? That is true. And you can also check it, 3/6 and 1/2. Those are equivalent. Point Y represents 4/6 and 3/6 because both fractions represent 4/6 of a whole. Well, this is 3/6. Well, this right here is 3/6 and this is 4/6. Are those going to be the same amount? No, those are not going to be the same amount. 4/6 is going to be closer to 1 on your number line. Point Y represents 4/6 and 1/2 because both fractions are exactly halfway between 0 and 1. Well, we already stated that point Y represents 3/6. So it's not going to be 4/6. The correct answer here is letter B. Okay. So that was an equivalent fraction problem. The first one that I did was comparing your fractions, okay? This next one, we're going to be finding fractions that are equivalent to 1/2. Alyssa used fraction strips like the ones shown in the diagram in order to find equivalent fractions. So this is just like what we created. We just cut these up, okay? So you have 1/2, you have 1/2, and 1/2. What are these going to be? Good. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. What are these next ones? Awesome. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. These next ones are what? Each one represents what unit fraction? Good. Each one represents 1/6, 1/6. Awesome. And the last one that we have? Awesome. 1/8. They are 8ths. So this is just like you guys created a couple weeks ago. It's just all put together and they haven't been cut up, okay? So, which list shows only fractions that are equivalent to 1/2? So we're looking for fractions that are equal to 1/2. Well, here is 1/2, all right? If I go down right there, that is 1/2, okay? Is 1/2 and 3/6. 1/2 and 3/6. That is true. 2/4. 1, 2. 2/4 and 1/2. That is true. Also, you could be using your fraction strips. All right. 1/2 and 2/4. Are those equivalent? Yes, they are. 1/2 and 3/6. Are those equivalent? Yes, they are. 1/2 and 4/8. Are those equivalent? Oops. Yes, they are. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to check out the rest of these fractions. Okay? I want you to tell me what other fractions of these answer choices are equivalent. All right, let's check and see if you guys were correct. 2/4 is equivalent. 4/6 is... Four-sixths is not equivalent to 1/2. So that makes this answer choice wrong. 1/4 and 1/2, those are not equivalent. That makes this whole answer choice wrong. 2/3 and 1/2, those are not equivalent, so that makes this whole answer choice wrong. The correct answer was letter A. And you could have also seen it by, you're not going to, so you know that that's not equivalent, but your line goes straight down right here. All right, there's a line that goes straight down. This line right here, all of these are going to be equivalent fractions. So if you're given a picture, that's an equivalent fraction, all right? Let's do one more, okay? Lily is painting 2 identical walls. The models are shaded to represent the fraction of each wall that is painted purple. Okay, well, what fraction is being represented here? Good. 3/6. What fraction is being represented here? 1/6. If I'm going to compare these two fractions, remember my fractions have the same denominator, so I'm going to use my numerators to compare. The larger numerator is going to be your larger fraction. So 3/6 is going to be greater than 1/6. 1/6 is going to be, yes, good job, less than 3/6. Okay, so then you just need to find you wrote this comparison both ways, so now you just need to find the answer choice that matches. That has an equal sign. You can automatically cross that out. 3/6 is greater than 1/6. That matches. This has 5/6 in the answer choice. That makes it wrong. And then we don't have one that looks like this. This says 3/6 is less than 1/6. That's not true. The correct answer is letter B.